Good evening, Mrs. Reeves. Thank you so much for meeting with me to talk about Samantha's scores on the Iowa Test of Basic Skills. If at any time you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me and I'll be happy to answer.
Okay.
Now, Samantha, along with the rest of the 4th grade students, took this achievement test on March 29th of 2012. And an achievement test basically measures what Samantha knows and is able to do in the basic subjects, for example, reading, language, math, science, and social studies. And this top area tells us Samantha's scores compared to the norm group, and the bottom focuses on Samantha's individual scores in each subject.
Okay. What is a norm group?
Well, the norm group is a group of students tested prior to the release of this test. And in this norm group, it included 2,500 students nationwide, and 52% were female and 48% were male, so it was pretty evenly tested. And there are students in the norm group that represent our students here in San Antonio.
Okay, so what exactly is Samantha being tested on?
Well, if you look with me here, she's being tested on reading, language, and math, and science and social studies. This is also known as a composite, or what she's being tested on as a whole, but the core total only includes her reading, language, and math scores. And then it is broken down into subtests. For example, a subtest under reading is vocabulary. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do, actually. Here are 4 columns. What are they?
Well, Samantha's raw score is converted into 4 different scores. First is the standard score, and she's in the 4th grade, so the range for this score is 181 to 223, with an average of 200. And so for science, she scored a 208. Now let's look at that at the bell curve, which is actually average.
Okay.
Then there is the GE, or the grade equivalent. This score shows us the grade level she scored in a particular area. The first number represents the grade level, and the number behind the decimal represents the month in the school year. And if you look with me here, she scored a grade equivalent of 5.5 in vocabulary, so this would mean she scored at a 5th grade level in the 5th month of the year.
Oh, well, that's great. Does that mean she can move up to 5th grade?
Well, not quite yet. It just means she's scoring the same as a 5th grader would on this same test. But she's very bright. Right now, she's not really mentally and emotionally prepared to be in 5th grade yet. Okay, then we have the NS scores, or National Stay 9 scores. The Stay 9 score shows us Samantha's scores in relation to the normal curve of the norm group. And Stay 9 scores are shown in a single-digit range from 1 through 9, 1 being the lowest and 9 being the highest. And 1 through 3 is below average, and 4 through 6 is average, and 7 through 9 is above average. She did very well in social studies, scoring a 7. So if we take a look at the bell curve again, she scored above average. You can see here is the average, the 50th percentile. She also did well in math computation, which is addition and subtraction. Samantha's percentile rank was 60. That doesn't mean she scored 60%. That means she scored better than 60% of the norm group. Percentile is a score from the range of 1 through 99, 1 being the lowest and 99 being the highest. So if you look right here, there's also a black band on the side with a white dot in the center. The white dot represents Samantha's score, and the black band is the margin of error. That just means that if she took this several times in a week, that she would score within that range. And she actually scored above average. So let's go ahead and start looking at the bottom portion of the report. This is called the criterion referenced information. This information shows us how Samantha did in detail in each subject. Are there any particular areas that you have a question on?
No, but what are these bar graphs on the side here?
This is where I can see what subject areas Samantha needs to work on. The gray column is the average, the score of the the average score of the nation, how the nation did, and the black bar represents her achievement. So if it's over the gray column, that means she did above average, and if it's under the gray column, we know that's something that we need to work on with her a little more. And if it overlaps, then she's doing average, and we don't need to worry about that as much. Now, as you can see here, there are also 4 columns with different numbers. The first column represents the total number of items, the second number represents the total number she attempted, and the third represents the percent that she got correct. Now, the fourth column is the percent that the nation got correct. Samantha did very well in measurement and organization of ideas. And in organization of ideas, there were 5 questions. She attempted all 5 questions and got all 5 correct, which is 100%. And you can see here the nation scored 56%, so she's doing very well at that. I am concerned, though, about her spelling. There were 4 questions, and she attempted all 4. But she only got 50% of them correct. So I'll send some spelling games home with her to practice. So I encourage you at home just to go over spelling and vocabulary with her. And we'll also work more with her in class. Estimation was also a subject that she scored a little low in, although we hadn't covered estimation in class prior to the test. So that's what I'm thinking, why she scored a little low in that area. But here are some work samples that I can show you that she's actually doing very well. Here is an assignment that we did on estimation, and she got a 95 on that. So she is doing very well in estimation. She also scored high in history, getting all 5 questions correct. So do you often go to museums or watch documentaries? Because she did very well.
Actually, we do. She's very interested in history, so.
That's good. At this age, it's very good to be interested. Are there any questions you might have for me?
No.
Okay, well, here's a handout that explains all the test scores we just went over. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. It's a pleasure having Samantha in my class. She's very bright, and I thank you again for coming to meet with me to talk about her scores.
Okay, thank you.